Hey everybody, just wanted to check in with y'all real quick and do a short video for you just to kind of tell you what the steps are to getting a home loan. And I've invited a buddy of mine here with me. Just real quick for anybody who doesn't know who I am, my name is Lyndie House. I'm a realtor in the North Tampa, Lutz, Land O'Lakes, Wesley Chapel area, kind of all around there. And my buddy here, this is Mike Demo with Gershman Mortgage.
Hello.
And so I just want to talk to you real quick, Mike, kind of to get a little bit of a rundown, particularly for those first-time home buyers who've never been through a mortgage. I wanted to give them a little better idea of what the process was, what they can expect. I will say the first thing that I always get from everybody is they always tell me my credit is shot, my credit score is way too low. So realistically, what is a credit score?
Perfect, or that you got to put 20% down, for a down payment, and that's just not true. Your credit doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to put 20% down, and a lot of the time, these first-time home buyers they don't realize that. It's not that they can't get qualified; it's a lack of knowledge. They don't know about it, right?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, great question, Lindy, because the first thing is you got to have somewhat of decent credit, right? The minimum credit we can go down to is a 580, for an FHA 30-year fix, which it's not great credit, but it's something, right? Anything below 580, we got to work on that, but 580 is the minimum down payment, or I'm sorry, credit score that we can work with.
Okay. Whenever you look at those scores, I know everybody can go on the free credit report website and everything, but whenever they look at it, they're normally only going to see one of those credit scores like Experian or something. What do y'all look at?
Yep, great question as well. So we basically, Lindy, we take the mid score of the three big bureaus, right? Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, right? We're going to take the mid score, and that's another great point because people will call me all the time, telling me, "Hey, Mike, I follow Credit Karma or my bank app that they follow their credit on," and a lot of the times, that's just those aren't accurate, because I'll have people, tell me that their scores are 520, 530, and then we'll run it through the big bureaus that us as lenders work with. Once again, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, and we'll find out their score maybe 100 points different. And that's so basically, to answer your question, we take the mid score of those three big bureaus.
Okay, yeah, that's a huge difference when you're looking. Because I know I've seen a pretty big difference between the three of them. So that's
absolutely.
Now, whenever they first come to you, I know the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at, obviously, credit, debt to income ratio, things like that. What is, because I know some people get a little confused, what the difference between a pre-qualification letter versus a pre-approval letter is?
Right. Yep, great question, Lindy. And so basically, a pre-qualification, Lindy, is for instance, let's say one of your clients gives me a call, right, and we go through that first 10-minute consultation over the phone or in person. I like to meet in person, but a lot of the times people want to do it over the phone, which is fine. The first thing is we're going to take an application, right? I'm going to find out where they want to buy, price point, down payment, kind of what they think their credit is. Once we do the application, Lindy, which, once again, that only takes about 10 minutes to do, very simple. Basically, once we do that application, I can then take a look at credit based on what they tell me they make in income and their assets as well. And depending on the house, the purchase price and everything, I can let them know, what it sounds like they're pre-qualified up to, but that doesn't mean much. To take it that next step, which really means a lot, is that pre-approval. And Lindy, the difference basically between a pre-qual and a pre-approval is a pre-approval means we verified all the documentation, W-2s, tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements, driver's license. Once we review all that, that then turns a pre-qual into a pre-approval. So then the next step, Lindy, is I'll type up a pre-approval letter, send it to your client, to your buyer, CC you on that email. So now you guys have that pre-approval letter, and then you can essentially start, putting in offers on whatever, homes up to that amount.
Yeah, and it makes their offer a lot stronger when the listing agent sees that pre-approval letter.
It does.
So that's definitely one of the big key steps at the very beginning in order to get everything done.
Absolutely.
Once they have done their initial 10-minute call with you, kind of what are the steps from that point? What documentation are you going to need from them? Things like that.
Absolutely. So, every buyer is different, right? So depending on their specific needs, or, maybe they're self-employed, or, have some write-offs, whatever it may be. I mean, we may need some other documentation, but the basic ones that we need are, your last 2 years of W-2s, your last 2 years of tax returns, last 30 days pay stubs, and your last 2 months of bank statements. That's a typical set of documentations that we need for a normal buyer. Maybe if they own other properties, we might need to see a mortgage bill, tax bill, from other things. But that's for a typical 90% of the buyers, we need those four. And so basically, once we do that application, I'll tell them what we need. Once we get that, we'll review it. I'll update you, let you know exactly where we're at. And it's honestly, Lyndie, and as you know, it's it's not as hard as a lot of people think. A lot of these first-time home buyers, they hear of all these stories, and and it's really we make it as easy as it can be. There's a lot that goes into it, but a great realtor like yourself, and somebody like me who can hold their hand, we can make the process really easy.
Yeah, it is. That is one thing that I've heard from a lot of the buyers. Once the process, they're kind of surprised at how easy it really is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Now, let's just say from the first time they call you, well, let me correct that. From the point that they put in an offer and get an accepted offer on a home, from that point, how long will it take them until closing?
Another great question. Yep. Absolutely. So, Lyndie, I like to, I like to have 30 days for my contracts from the time the contract is fully executed, meaning all parties have signed. I like to give out, I like to have 30 days. It's pretty quick, right? Because most people aren't looking to close in a week or 2 weeks. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, and legally we can't even close that quick. But basically, to answer your question, we can do definitely a 30-day close. Sometimes, depending on how responsive the buyers are, we can push it up to about 3 weeks or so.
Okay. Yeah, I know I've got a few New York clients that have come down, and I think in New York it takes like 6 months. Shocked whenever they get down here, and they're like, "Really? It's only a month?"
Right.
So even for FHA, it's still right around 30 days.
Yep. So for all of our programs, we do about 30-day closings.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fantastic.
Yep.
Trying to think if there's anything that you can think of that you'd like to share with the buyers out there.
Anybody, definitely. I want to let anybody know out there who's watching, if you're even thinking about buying. I mean, a lot of the times people are on the fence, and then, it's year after year goes by, and then you had wished you bought years ago because the appreciation continues to go up, right? Think of it as an investment. I just bought a condo a month ago, and there's money that goes into it, just like any investment, but it's a long-term play. And if you're thinking about buying it, give Lyndie or I a call. A free 10-minute consultation. We'll run you through the steps. We'll see if you're approved for free. We'll go ahead and do that for free. And you never know. Maybe we can get you closed into your dream home. So if you're thinking about it, give us a call. Absolutely.
All right. Well, go ahead and throw your number out there for them so that they can reach out to you.
Yep, absolutely. So once again, I'm Mike Demo with Gershman Mortgage, and my number is 813-245-4048. And you can also reach me via email, mdemo, DEMO, at Gershman.com, GERSHMAN, MAN. And give me a call, text, email. I would love to help you guys out.
And I'll be sure to add that into the comments as well so everybody can find it.
Oh, I appreciate that, Lyndie. And thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.